Welcome to another Flip Talk podcast. This is your boy KUDOS. We have our guests today, Giselle and Caroline. Caroline is filling in for Christina. Christina's doing a performance. We want to shout out to her. Hopefully everything goes well. And yeah, we'll see you in the next pod. But yeah, we got my girl here, GIGI. Y'all know, y'all seen her in the videos, in the past videos, in the vlogs, stuff like that. But yeah, how you doing, GIGI?
I'm doing well, but you call me babe.
Yeah,
Call
but
me
I gotta
it's
call you
fine.
Gigi. That's it. That's your YouTube name. You know what I'm saying?
My family calls me Gigi and my friends. But you guys could call me Gigi too.
There you go. There you go. How you doing, Caroline? How you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Back at it. So today's gonna be exciting. So pretty much we're gonna do a mukbang, which for the people that don't know what it is, it's pretty much you sit down and eat, and you answer questions and you just have a good time, enjoy the food, review the food, and sit in the process of eating the food, right? So what we have today is cachapa cachapa is in Dykeman. We're gonna show you right here the plate right here. So we have different varieties on the plate. We have palito de queso, we have cachapas, and then we have empanadas, which is Venezuelan. I know. Like we're used to the patelitos. We're Dominican and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, it's nice to like try different cultures out and stuff like that. And I have pretty good questions as well for the Q&A. What I did is I put it on Instagram, and a bunch of questions came in. I took probably like the best 10, and we're gonna go over it today. So I'm excited to hear your answers. So yeah, it's Friday. How y'all feeling about Friday? How y'all feeling about the weekend?
It's Friday. El cuerpo lo sabe.
Ay.
I feel like I got a couple of plans for the weekend. It's my dog's birthday on Sunday, so
Shout out to Blue. So, how y'all want to do? Y'all want to start with the food, and then we go into a question, or y'all want to start with a question? How y'all feeling?
ooh, I'm gonna start with the food because
All
it
right,
smells
cool.
good.
So, all right, so what we gonna start with? The palito de queso, cachapa, or empanada?
Oh, you pick, Caroline.
Palito de queso.
Palito de
Okay.
queso. All right, cool. All right, so how about you try it first, Caroline?
I'm
And
gonna
then-
try it with one sauce and then I'm gonna do the other sauce.
Okay, I'll do it without the sauce,
Okay.
just so that we could like compare.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
you want to do it with the sauce or without the sauce?
I'm gonna do it with the green sauce. Caroline could do the pink sauce.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so let's try it first, and then after we're done chewing, we could give the review.
Okay.
Okay. Definitely very cheesy, right?
The sauce is on point.
I never really had the green sauce, and it actually tastes like garlic. It tastes really good though.
Do you know what the green sauce is made out of?
Definitely garlic.
It's garlic and
Avocado?
it's like avocado and lime.
Okay. That's cool. That's fire. So for the drinks, we have merengue country club. If you Spanish, y'all know about these drinks.
Definitely
Especially if you go to DR, they're everywhere. So I'm gonna pour my drink because we will be eating, and I need to be able to speak in between. So let's just pour that real quick. All right. Let's put that right there. Just take a quick little sip. All right, so we tried the palito de queso. Let's go into the first question. So I feel like the first question we can all answer. It's pretty straightforward. So all these questions came from Instagram. So shout out to everybody that put your questions in. If this is something you guys like, we could definitely do this in the future moving forward. But the first question is, and we'll have Gigi answer the first one, and then we'll go down the list as everybody answers. So the first question is, what is a talent nobody knows about you?
Oh, that's tricky. I don't know if I got a talent. I mean, if you consider cooking a talent, then yes, especially my mac and cheese. So, but I don't really have like. I wish I had a talent like playing the violin. I think it's so elegant. It's so classy. It's beautiful. It's timeless. Definitely something I can see. Signing up my child for, because I think it's so. I love it. So like classy to me. Caroline.
So I opened up this small business as a decor. So I'm decorating for like special occasions, anniversary, Valentine's Day, birthdays, and it's a little package that I'm including with this bamboo board that includes like cheeses, fruits, any ham or salami, and anything else you want to add. So that's my little talent.
So what made you want to start that business?
I did my first decor event for my cousin's anniversary, and then my brother booked me for his Valentine's date. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. This is something that I could put my passion into and, see where I go from there.
And shout out your page. Shout out your page. You got a
My
page.
page is C.A Decor New York City.
Okay, so I'll put that up on the screen, and it'll also be down in the description. So if you guys want to go, you guys should just copy and paste that into Instagram, and it'll be easy to follow and book. You know what I'm saying? She's available, so if y'all need a book for tomorrow, hit her up.
Yes, and I'm based in New York City, but I'm willing to travel to New Jersey, New York, and yes.
Yeah, as long as y'all willing to make accommodations to get her out to wherever city y'all in, you know what I'm saying? So as far as what is a talent that I have nobody knows about, I think I have photographic memory. I don't think a lot of people know that about me. So like I've always been that person that like when you read something, it just kind of sticks and I remember it. So it's not like crazy like where I'm gonna remember every single page, but like I'm the type of person that I like read a book once and then like a textbook. Let's say I'm studying for a class, like I'll just go through it once and I'll kind of remember most of it. Yeah, so
That's good.
yeah, so it comes in handy, with work and stuff like that, and remembering maps or how to get around something or just any little thing. So it's just one of those hidden talents. It's not something crazy special, but it does come in handy. I ain't gonna lie.
And can I add something else
What's that?
to what Caroline has said? Just to point out, I am her cousin, her older cousin. I know, you're shocked. But one thing to point out about her is that she is multi-talented. But I'm gonna brag for her. She, dibbles and dabs. She does hair. She does nails. She does all kinds of things for her loved ones. So she has many talents. She just doesn't point them out herself.
Yeah.
But I could really say that.
She's being humble and stuff.
Yes, she's being humble.
I'm gonna also add, she does the camera work for us for Flip Talk and the background, especially like with the vlogs moving forward. She's gonna be behind the camera and stuff like that. As far as photos as well, so I'm excited. Hopefully you could create some type of portfolio moving forward in the future to where you're able to show people like, look, this is what I've done. This is the people I've worked with. Like it could take you somewhere.
Definitely. I agree.
For sure. So let's go into one more question, and then we'll go into another part of the mukbang.
Okay.
The mukbang, sorry, mukbang. So next question is, how did you get sponsored as a content creator? So I think this question is more for me.
Yes.
But feel free to chime in if you have any thoughts. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel like you have to be a content creator to know about content creating. Just to break down the question. So pretty much, how do you get a sponsorship? So the best advice I give you is you have to reach out. You have to don't be scared to hit up companies and present yourself and make yourself visible. Because at the end of the day, you could have a following or you may not have a following, but your presentation is everything. I feel like if you're able to stand up for yourself and say like, hey, this is what I'm doing. These are my plans. And just try. I feel like that will go a long way. I rather hit somebody up that I really want to work with and tell them like, hey, this is my plan. This is my YouTube. This is how long I've been doing it. This is pretty much the viewership and the subscribers that I'm bringing in. So like, are you willing to be part of what I'm doing? And that's how you have to present yourself. You just have to be professional, obviously, make sure a lot of times when you are in contact with these people, you're pretty much doing a message. Like you're probably sending an email, you're probably hitting them up on social media. So just don't be afraid to hit them up. And like I said, present yourself to the best of your abilities and like treat it like a job. Like when you have a resume, like you want to make sure you put everything you've done on that resume. You don't want to miss something. So yeah. So and as far as like companies, like I know for example, like everybody wants to be with the big name brand companies, but there's a lot of companies out there that are more than willing to work with you. That I'm not gonna say they're not mainstream, but they have a smaller following. But those smaller following companies, they're willing to treat you to the needs that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like they're willing to send you products. They're willing to post you. They're willing to share you, which you may not get that right away from a big company, or they might not be willing to. I don't want to say they're not willing to work with you, but it's gonna be harder to get those deals. So at least start somewhere. At least if you can start with a company that you just feel comfortable and that you know well, I think that'll go a long way.
It definitely does. It's like starting small and growing from there.
Yeah. But sometimes people get lucky and they skip the small, they go into the big, and they were like Nike or one of these big companies out of nowhere, right? So
that's true. It's all about networking and who you know and all of that as well. Everything comes down to
and it's cool because like right now we're with C4 and we're doing great with them as far as communication, and like so many people are within the brand, so many like professional boxers. Kevin Hart is with a C4, so you know what I'm saying. So it's nice to see these mainstream juggernauts that are with the company, and it feels like you're fitting in. If it feels like it's giving me something to work towards, because it's like, man, I would love to be on a commercial with him or something. Like that'd be really cool. But you got to work for these things.
It definitely feels like an accomplishment.
For sure, for sure. So yeah, just don't be afraid to reach out. Just hit up whatever company you want. Ask them what programs do they have as far as affiliate or sponsorship, because affiliate and sponsorship could be very different in its ways. As far as like what your contract may look like, as far as your incentives, so you got to keep that in mind. So just ask them what they have available and how would you go about trying to be part of their programs.
And also, I've noticed, just adding on to what you said, I've noticed, I'm not a content creator, but I have my best friend, Nikki, and my boyfriend are both content creators. And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of small businesses do want people to review their foods. For example, like a lot of pop-up restaurants or like food trucks. They want you to promote their businesses, their small businesses. And the more people they get, just like, regular people, the more people they get, the more attention they get and the more business they get. So they also benefit from that as well.
Also, to add to that, I would love to maybe do this like once a month kind of thing where we're just sitting down here having a regular conversation, doing a Q&A, or it could be a story time,
Definitely.
So we could definitely have some fun with this, and
we can.
And if there's a company out there, a food business or anything along those lines that you guys want us to try your food and give you an honest review, we will do that. So talking about the food, let's go back into it. I think we should try the empanadas next.
Okay.
Just letting you know, I have ate from this location before, and this is my favorite go-to like appetizer right here. So so let's try the empanadas, and then we'll rate the empanadas from 1 to 10, and we'll do it for the palito de quesos as well, because I feel like we didn't do it last time.
All
All right, so let's try that.
And there's chicken?
Yeah, so it's chicken empanadas, yep. And it's Venezuelan. That's fire. Let me grab a little napkin right here. All right, so I'm going to definitely give this empanada a solid 10. Then I'll give the palito de quesos like a solid 8.
I'll give the palito de queso, I'll give it a 9, and the pastelito a 10.
Okay, the empanada a 10. Okay, so 2 10s for the empanadas. What you gonna give it?
I gotta say, when I started eating cachapas, I will only get palito de queso. I kid you not.
I will get like 10.
Yeah. I got a whole bunch of them. But the palito de queso is my all-time favorite, so I have to give it a 9. I love them.
Okay.
And the pastelito, I'm not gonna lie, the empanada. I keep saying pastelito, but it's empanada. I'll give it. It's really good. I gotta say it's a 10. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so
it's
there you
good.
go.
I agree.
So 10s across the board for the empanadas. So make sure you guys are going down to Dykeman, getting some cachapa. So all right. So the next question is a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie, a little controversial. So shoot, I'm gonna let the ladies take on the first part of the question. So let's see. So how would you go about a toxic relationship? They didn't really go into much detail, but I'm guessing I don't know if this person's actually in a toxic relationship. So let's say look at it from a perspective that your partner is being the toxic one. So how would you address it if they're being toxic towards you?
Okay, so I'll answer that. Me myself, I will try to work around it, but if I feel like I don't have control over the situation anymore, I'll try to let it go. As hard as it could be, I'll try to let it go.
That's fair. So would you put a time frame on how long you would try for? Like a year or two? Like
It all depends the situation and how toxic the relationship has become. So if
sure.
it's too, like, I wouldn't let it get to a point where like we're putting our hands on each other. And even verbal abuse is just pushing it.
How about you, babe?
Bueno.
Ay, ay, ay.
If you know me, you know. No, for that, I would say, like, in all seriousness, I will talk to my partner about it, right? If I feel like, time goes on and it's just getting worse and worse, I'll be like, okay, maybe we should try therapy. Now, I know therapy is not for everyone. I know a lot of people, because of their cultural background or because of their cultural beliefs, they think that they shouldn't involve anyone in their relationship. And I respect that, right? But for me, at least, I would try to seek therapy, right? Like even individual therapy, because sometimes, there can be things that you're both doing to be toxic. It may not just be one person. It may be both people. So I think that, like, you talk with your partner. If you feel like that's not working, you try to seek therapy. And if that doesn't work, then unfortunately it will be something that you would just have to take your separate ways, because I would never want it to get physical. I just think that's super disrespectful for both parties. And I think once that line is crossed, it's really hard to come back. That's why I always think you should set boundaries in the beginning. Because if you don't set those boundaries in the beginning, it's very hard to set them when you're deep in a relationship already.
Yeah.
So I think talk, therapy, and then just dissolve, because it's better to let go when you still have some sort of respect for each other, as opposed to just like, when it gets ugly, So that's what I think.
And something I also want to add is I feel like when you drag a toxic relationship, you turn into a toxic person. So you would drag that into your next relationship, and now it's like, now you're like this toxic partner, and now the relationship that was solid, clean, that you're going into, now you're just making it a toxic relationship.
I agree with both of you guys. The way I would look at it is kind of what Gigi was saying, and also Caroline, communication. But while you're trying to communicate with the person, you also have to consider why they're being that way. Because sometimes, like, people may have past trauma in their life or past relationships where it made them toxic in that way. So, for example, like, if somebody's, like, been cheated on every relationship they've been before they were with you, they're going to have that toxic part of themselves, or they could have that toxic part of themselves where they feel like you're going to do it too. So it's one of those things of, like, giving that person the reassurance of, like, I understand you feel that way, but, like, express yourself. Like, tell me why you feel that way. So once you understand, like, why your partner's acting that way, why they're being toxic, and, what parts of their life from their past or what led them to be that way, then you're able to communicate and just let you know what they need. It's not always about you telling the person what they should do. So it's one of those things that's like, all right, look, you're being toxic. You're affecting me. You're changing the way I act in the relationship. So now tell me, how can I work with you? How can I be of service to you so that you're able to no longer be toxic and feel comfortable in the relationship? Mainly if like going back to like the whole cheating thing, like mainly if it's that, like you don't want somebody to feel uncomfortable like that in a relationship. So that's something you want to correct, but you also got to give it time for the person to feel like you can't be mad at the person if you're with them for like the first 6 months and they still don't fully trust you because they're still getting to know you. Like 6 months goes by so quick in a relationship.
It's too fresh.
It's too fresh, yeah. So it's like you have to give a person time, and once they get comfortable with you, they're gonna start talking about conversations that they didn't speak to you the first couple of months in the relationship. So you just be there for the person, hear them out, and a lot of times just let them talk and don't talk over them. Don't like try to give advice. Just sit there and listen. And once they're done talking, then try to take the best approach of like, all right, so what's next? Like, how can I help you? And if you can do that, I just feel like over time the toxicity may not go away 100%, but at least that person will come down to like a more normal level.
That's true.
To where they're not being more so consistent with it. Okay, so let's try the last thing, which is the best for last, right? The cachapa, the actual cachapa, which is chicken, and it's made with corn. So like the outside part is corn, and then you got lettuce.
So it's like sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the outside is sweet, and then the inside is pretty much your protein, lettuce, and what else is in there? Cheese.
And tomato.
Cheese, tomatoes, yep, and some type of sauce. So let's try that out real quick.
I give cachapa a 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10 as well. I feel like this is like their main dish. Like it's kind of like a Big Mac from McDonald's. Like that's like the top of the line you could get from the menu.
No, definitely.
Yep.
I agree.
How about you, babe?
I'm gonna give it an 8. I really like the empanadas more. I really do.
And her palito de queso.
Damn.
Can't forget the palito de queso, but that empanada was everything.
Why you gave it an 8? It's too heavy for you?
Yeah.
Like it's too much, like too filling, right?
Yeah, it's too much.
Too much.
But there's people that like that, and that's okay as well. But I like my empanadas.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I ever tried a cachapa.
You like it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, putting you on,
I'm
Caroline.
gonna order one for your birthday.
I'm dead for her birthday.
Go una velita.
She'll take it too. She'll be like, "Nah, it's all right. We can figure it out."
I'm gonna put the club candle, the little sparkle like that.
I'm dead. All right, cool. So I mean, we kept it nice and simple as far as like the mukbang. We had 3 different options. So it looks like Gigi likes more of the appetizers. And then Caroline like all 3.
Yeah, I like all.
Yeah, and I like all 3 as well. But the cachapa and empanadas is a whole different level. Like that's the reason why I purchased stuff from there. And like let's say you go out drinking or something, and you're in the Dykeman area, like that's the best thing to do afterwards, because it is a little greasy. It's
packed.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of people do go there.
That grease. I mean,
The alcohol. Yeah.
Not the grease.
Yeah. So if you go out, definitely try those out. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that you guys were referred to from the podcast, So like that next time we pull up, they're gonna be like, on the house. All right, so that last question was deep. I ain't gonna lie. That toxic life. Yep.
It hit home. Okay?
Mm-hmm. So this question is a little more lighter. I feel like all of us could answer it. If you don't have an answer, it's okay. So the next question is, who's your favorite YouTuber?
My favorite YouTuber, I have 2. So it's Kai Cenat and my boy KUDOS.
Oh shit! I made the list.
Don't be that nice.
That's crazy, because Kai Cenat is up there for me as well.
Yeah,
Like technically he's more of a streamer, but then again he's always been on YouTube. Like what he does is like he'll repost his like streams on YouTube, but he also does like vlogs and stuff like that. So Yeah, he's on a whole different level, like winning streamer of the year, stuff like that. He's killing it on YouTube. So shout out to him. And he's from the Bronx. So you know what I'm saying? He's from New York. So shout out to him.
From the
Yeah.
X.
Yeah, so I honestly, to be honest, I haven't really been consuming a lot of content like I used to before, just because I'm focusing on making my own content so much. But you know, it's nice. It's nice once in a while to like use them as reference to see kind of like how they're editing their videos. You know, what ideas, because you know they're on a whole different level. So you know, it is nice to have reference sometimes.
Yeah, and he's had a few artists on
Yeah,
his vlogs.
he recorded A Boogie's song, the one he came out with recently. Like they dropped the video. You know, the one he's on the roof and stuff.
Yeah.
Kai he was the one that produced it.
Oh.
So he was like the director kind of thing. Like
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
I don't want to say produced it, but he was like the director for the video.
I seen he had Nicki on it, and then he did have A Boogie on it too when A Boogie came out with his red hair.
You mean on the stream
Yeah, on the stream.
yeah. So he's been doing it all. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing his streams. He's been on YouTube. He's been over here making videos for A Boogie, and it's crazy. He's doing his thing. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him.
How about you, babe? Who's your favorite YouTuber, if you have one?
Okay.
I hope you got an answer.
No, Babe is my favorite YouTuber.
What's his name?
He
on
didn't make me
YouTube?
say that.
Mm-hmm.
KUDOS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the Flip Talk podcast here.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I really do watch him. He puts so much effort into these podcasts, and like just the editing portion. But honestly, I watch a little bit of everything. Like sometimes even to like watch like videos on like how to do this, or like cooking videos, or like makeup videos. Like it's just so easy to find, you know? So I just put it on there and watch it. I mean, I mainly use YouTube too for music. Like, if to be honest, like I'll put it on my TV, or I put it on my phone. So yeah, that's what I don't really have like an exclusive person that I follow and I watch all the time. Like, it's just I just watch like different videos of different people, whatever's my interest at that time.
And I like now that YouTube has shorts, so even just videos on how to do this, how to make a dish, or like how to do this makeup look. You have it on a show that you don't have to watch a whole 40-minute video
Right.
that starts off talking about nothing you asked for, and then it's all the way at the end that it shows this is how you do a full coverage, and then it's like, okay, but in a short, like, you get a little, it's like a little reel.
For sure, yeah. It's crazy because I caught myself like watching more YouTube videos than actual cable. Like when on my spare time when I'm just chilling and stuff like that, like I'll tend to just watch a YouTube video instead of like throwing the TV on. Like the only time I really watch TV is like if I'm watching the game or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a cool question for sure. It's crazy that you said Kai was one of your favorite YouTubers, because I ain't see that coming. Yeah. But let's see. Ooh, this is a good question right here. So if money didn't matter, what will you do with your time? If you want, I'll start that one. Mine's is pretty straightforward. Like honestly, like my whole thing is like I love to chill, but I also love to travel in the same process. So like to me, for me, I would just get like an island, because I wouldn't have to buy it. Money's not an issue, right? Yeah. So I would have an island to myself, and I'll have like the close people in my life be on the island with me, and we'll just like do everything possible within that island. So I will obviously build the island to whatever needs I want and need. Like obviously like I have a hospital, I have like hotels, I have like obviously the beach area hooked up and all that.
Yeah.
But at some point, once in a while, I have my little plane where we could just take off from the island and go travel somewhere, and then just come back to the island whenever we're done.
That's lit.
So like that's what I would do. I would just have my own little island, chill, just excluded from everybody. Have that place that I could go to, like nobody's gonna like bother me, and that's it.
You thought that one through, because that was very simple.
You really
my
thought.
answer.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if money isn't an issue, I would just like travel all over the world.
Just go everywhere, right?
Just go everywhere. Like today, I'm going to Turks tomorrow. I'm going to Jamaica. The next day, I'm going here. Like it's just, I'll just be traveling.
That's pretty fair. How about you, babe?
I mean, of course, I would travel. But if money wasn't an issue, I would do quite a few things. I've always wanted to be a marine biologist. A lot of people don't know that, but I've always wanted to do that. I'm not sure. I mean, there was a lot of things that happened that I wasn't able to do it. But if money wasn't an issue, I would be a marine biologist. I'm just so fascinated by the ocean and like how only like a certain percentage of it, a very small, I think it's like 5 or 10% only that is explored. So we don't know anything else that goes down there. Like, because it's, you know, it's dangerous for humans to go in great depths in the ocean, and we really don't really know how deep is the ocean. So I just feel like I'm so fascinated by that, and like, you know, what else can be going on down there. Like I'm just really fascinated by that, and if I could, I would be a marine biologist.
That's fire.
That's lit. I did not know that.
Yeah.
And she been my cousin for, how old are you? For 20 something years.
Nah, it's funny. Anytime she finds like a documentary or something like that, like in regards to like the deep sea or anything related to like the ocean, she's always watching it. So.
You remember that thing that happened in the summer of somebody trying to figure out what happened in the Titanic? That they went in this thing.
You mean like the submarine?
The submarine.
The submarine. Oh,
Oh
no,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah. That
God,
was,
rest in peace to those people.
yeah, that's
Yeah, but like that's
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy how it imploded. That was very sad.
And it's crazy how viral that went too. Like, it was everywhere on social media.
It was like my man should have been in that submarine.
I'm dead. Only subs on the pod heard you.
That was a big sub.
You know he's gonna tune in too.
Yeah. Should like put like a bang.
Bang. All right. So so we got 2 more questions, and then there's something I want to bring up.
Oh.
Okay. So the next question is, what's your go-to comfort food?
Well, mine is tacos. I love Mexican tacos.
Tacos? That's fire. Okay. You can't go wrong with tacos too, because you could put so many toppings on it, like switch it up. It won't always taste the same. You know, you could go soft taco, hard shell taco. So
I'll never go wrong.
How about you, babe?
Food is just so good. What can I say?
Yep.
I don't know. It's just so many good foods.
Nah,
like,
I think I know your comfort food.
what? Okay, I'm gonna let you guys.
I think her comfort food is pizza.
That is my number one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guessed right. So I like pizza. I mean, various cheese. Sometimes I like pineapple and ham, which he doesn't like, but I love it. Margarita pizza. I'm not into pepperoni like that anymore. But Chinese food, oh my God, Chinese food is so good.
Damn, that's crazy. That was gonna be my answer. Like,
Yeah.
I'm from New York. Chinese food is like the best comfort food ever. Like that was my childhood, because I love how many options you have. You know what I'm saying? Like you could go from the basic like chicken wings with French fries or pork fried rice. Like you can do sesame chicken, a broccoli, a chicken and broccoli. You know what I'm saying? Like so many endless options, and they all taste so good.
That's true.
You know what I'm
And let me just say something for there's no Chinese like the New York City Chinese. I am sorry. I have tried eating Chinese food in various states, and it is not the same.
It don't hit the same.
It does not hit. That's like, I don't know what seasoning they're using, but it must be all that MSG stuff. I don't know.
I'm dead.
But it's really good.
Oh,
and-
bussin'.
Yeah.
Bro.
Do you guys have a second comfort food? Like if you don't have your first option, so if you don't have tacos available, what's your like second go to?
I'll say chinos.
Chinese?
Chinos.
Chinese.
I also like empanadas.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
that's also a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Something quick. Totones with salami and cheese.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever you got in that fridge.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Let me tell you, cause
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Nah.
my second option.
If I'm in a deli A chopped cheese is my second
Oh my!
go-to
I just had
comfort
one
food.
today.
You had chopped cheese today?
I had a
Word?
chopped cheese.
Damn.
I didn't tell you. I didn't bring you one.
Fine.
Because he always wanted chopped cheese, and you
Nah, I
already
ain't
had
gonna lie.
ordered food.
Nah, yeah,
A chopped cheese be ahead in the
I've been dieting hard too, so I shouldn't be eating that.
Listen,
Yeah.
shout out to that deli you put me on to. That's where I get my chopped cheese now. It's like 30 minutes away from my house, but I'll go any day
Yo, that chopped cheese.
for that chopped cheese. Is so good.
No, that's true.
Where you live, you got the good eats around
Yeah.
there.
She really got everything. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So okay, next question. This is a hard question right here because it's a 2-part question. So the question is, what's your best quality? And then after you state what your best quality is, also state how that could be negative. So for example, my best quality is my work ethic, like my drive when I want to accomplish anything I put my mind to. Like it's like that saying, like I could be flipping burgers at McDonald's, but I'm gonna be like the best burger flipper. Like I'm gonna try my best to be the best burger flipper. So because that's my best quality, where my work ethic will be my best quality, the negative part about it will be that sometimes I obsess over whatever I'm doing. Like until it's not done, I don't feel comfortable. So I in a way that could become negative. Like it's not necessarily negative to be obsessive with certain things in your life, but there should always be some type of balance. So
That's true.
yeah, so I feel like that's the negative part of it. Like until I don't feel like I've accomplished it, I'm gonna keep trying, or it's gonna stay in the back of my head. Like you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to sleep,
Yeah.
you're like, damn, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do today. You know?
Grinding.
But you know, it's a quality to have. You know, like at the end of the day, as long as I'm trying, I don't feel like I'll fail. But it's just not letting it take me to the other side of the line, to where it's like driving me crazy. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's true.
So either of you guys, which one wants to go first?
I just want to say a story about how obsessive this man right here is.
Oh my God.
Right? So at one point, he was obsessed with building his own PC. It was like, I need this gaming PC. I need to do this. Because I don't know if you guys know, but he used to do a lot of gaming videos,
Yeah.
right? Oh my God. We went, can I say the store's name?
Yeah.
We went to Micro Center, right? And if you know, you know where Micro Center is. He was obsessed with building the perfect PC. I mean, this man had like weeks, almost like 2 months, searching up the best things that go in a PC, this and that. And he's like, babe, the graphics card, I need a graphics card. It was almost his birthday, right? So as a good girlfriend, I go and I'm checking out these graphic cards, right? And this man at the store said, this graphic card, this is the best graphics card. It gives you, I don't know, is it hertz or graphic? I don't know what it is. He said, it gives you such and such. It's the best one. I'm like, okay, how much is it? He goes, $500. I'm like, for what? And then,
That's not even the most expensive though.
but it was one of the best
way
ones.
higher. Yeah. At the time,
And
yeah.
then for gaming,
At
it
the
was
time,
one of the
yeah,
best
yeah.
ones. So, whatever. Long story short, I get him the graphics card or a gift card or whatever. The whole point is that he stood up like 12 hours building
it.
this PC. That's how obsessive he is.
That's crazy.
Now that was the first one I built too. So it's not necessarily that like, so like I took breaks in between, but it's like when I took breaks, I was like watching a video or something. So that's why
So you really wasn't
it took so
making that
long.
up,
Yeah, because I'm
right?
over here like, so I did my research as much as possible in the beginning to like try to figure out, you know, step by step how to do it. Because the problems with building PCs, for the people that don't know, is that it pretty much like not every piece goes with every PC. So like how can I say it? So like let's say I buy the frame, like the outside frame, you know, like because of the frame, everything else you put inside is limited now. So let's say if I want certain parts, I have to find a frame that goes with it so that I can build it inside that frame.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's very complicated because you have to make sure the parts align, because if they don't, it could be one of those things where you turn it on, it just like crashes and everything just
Yeah.
every part just messes up.
Oh wow.
And then you have to have the right like battery like to support it. So if you're running a strong PC, you have to have a really strong battery. So like little things like that is I had to do research for and stuff like that. But I did obsess with that
Yes.
for a
Yeah,
little
I
while.
remember.
Yeah.
It was for a couple of weeks, and
Yeah,
now
for
all you
sure.
see is a computer, blue, green, purple, flashing at night.
Bad
I
lights
don't
on
know.
it.
Yeah, it's just too
Nah,
much.
it's clutch. That's for like where I edit my videos and stuff, like the pods and stuff.
Of
So
course, of course.
for sure, for sure. So yeah. So now that you talked about my obsessions and stuff like that, what is your best quality and how is it negative?
Okay, I have a good one. Okay. Okay, this. Ask me the question again.
Okay. So what's your best quality, and in what way is it negative?
Okay, I got this. So I think one of my best qualities is that I'm my own. I believe my own worst and best critic. And what I mean by that is that I will like if a situation goes wrong, or if, like, let's say I do something wrong at work, right? I'll I'll like look through exactly what it was that I did wrong, how I can improve it. And like I criticize myself about that. I analyze it and analyze it and analyze it until I figure out what it was that I did wrong and why I did it wrong. Right? So it's a good quality, right, to have in certain aspects, but sometimes it's not so good because it's like you can't keep beating yourself up about the same situation over and over and over again. Just gotta make it work for you the next time that issue comes up or something similar happens like in your everyday life. So I think that that's my worst, best quality.
Yeah. And just to add to that, like she said, like she's very tough on herself as far as like anything she does. But something I do like about you is, although you are hard on yourself, you don't let other people judge you. Like
Oh, no.
like Babe really does not care what anybody thinks about her, and like,
No, she doesn't.
and that's one of the things I like about her. Like you have to have a tough skin, especially like in life in general. It's not even
Yeah, that's
about
true.
content creators. It's none of that. It's life in general. You have to have tough skin because you're gonna have people that come in your path that don't like you for any reason. Like you ain't do anything to them, or maybe you did something to them that you don't know, right?
Right.
But it's one of those things like where you have to be focused in your goals, your dreams, your regular day life. Because at the end of the day, like nobody's gonna pay my bills. Like I gotta go to work, and
course.
and as much as somebody talks about you or doesn't talk about you, it's not gonna change the fact that you gotta live your life.
Yeah.
So
To the
and
fullest.
and sometimes when people feel some type of way about you, most of the time is they got something going on in their life where they're taking it on you. So it's one of those things. Is probably best not to entertain it. And with time, that person, as they develop and and have growth in their life, they're gonna start to realize, oh, man, that person's maybe not that bad, or
Yep.
why didn't I like that person? You know, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Like unfortunately, we can't satisfy everybody in this world. We can only try to be the best version of ourselves. No, nobody
Yep.
in this room is perfect. Nobody outside this room is perfect. We just have to try to better ourselves every day. And that's one of the reasons I have this podcast. Like anybody I bring on, I want them to tell their story, and just try to be authentic. Like just be yourself, and don't be afraid to talk about your flaws. Like
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, nobody is gonna come on here is gonna be perfect, and I don't expect you to be perfect. But like
Of course.
not being perfect is part of your story. You know, like you have to not be perfect to have growth.
It's true. It's true. And you know what? The thing about judging, you ain't gonna judge me. You know why? Because I already judged myself, boo. It's the Virgo in me.
I'm
That's
the
true.
But yeah, that's definitely one of the qualities I like about her. Like she really doesn't, she keeps the noise out. She blocks it out. You know, like
Yeah.
I like that. You have to, like, especially like I feel like kind of like me being in this space, me putting my life out there, like doing content, like you have to be vulnerable. Like we were talking about this a couple podcasts ago, where
Yes.
where you have to, like you were saying that I'm putting myself out there more. Like I have to do this in order to see growth within the channel and stuff, because people have to get to know me. People have to understand my mindset, my mission, my drive, my goals. And you know, at the end of the day, like we're doing this together, because if you're subscribing to the channel, like I consider you like family, because at the end of the day, like I would love if somebody comes up to me and is like, oh, I remember when you were talking about this video, that was my favorite thing. Or it's like, oh, I saw the video when you went over here, or you did this and that. Like that interaction is like something that drives me, because it's kind of like cool. This person liked that I did that. Like it's working,
Exactly.
like positive feedback. So yeah, that's what it comes down to. It's just about being yourself, and just keep going, and
No, yeah, that's true.
but how about you, Caroline? What's your best quality?
So me, I feel like I'm very lovable and down to earth. And that backfires on me because I let people walk over me and I really don't see the negative in people or like the bad. And because I don't have malice and like with people or just things, I don't see when that's coming towards my way from someone else. So that's my negative quality and
Positive.
my positive quality.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I feel like you're very like you make yourself available. Like I feel like if any of us were to call you, it was like, hey, like I need a ride, this and that, or can you do this for me real quick, or like you make yourself available even if you don't have the time,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
that's part of like the quality you're talking about. Like it's not necessarily just making yourself available for the person, but it is also about like like you can tell when somebody's being themselves. You can tell when somebody's being genuine.
Genuine.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could
That's the
tell
word.
sometimes like people will be nice to you or they'll do something for you, but they expect something in return.
Right.
Like I feel like anytime you've ever done anything for me and Babe, like you've never been like, hey, like remember that one time I did this for you? Like
Exactly.
now you have to do something for me. And you also don't bother people. Like you've never really asked for favors. So I just feel like when somebody does, like when you do put yourself in a position where you do ask for a favor, like it has to be something that's like
Yeah, it's because like I really
you really
need
need it.
it. Like, I
Yeah.
really like I could be going through a million things at once, and it's like I won't ever sit here and like
Yeah.
at all.
I,
That's just me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good and it's bad, but that's just how I am. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think that Caroline's one of the most pure, hardest, kindest people that I know and have in my life. Oh my God, I'm getting teary. Why I'm getting teary? Must be these lashes. Um, nah, but on some real stuff, like Caroline's one of the purest people, kind-hearted, like this world has so much, people are so malicious in this world that I just get afraid that people are gonna take advantage of her because she's such a good person. Like she should be the poster child for the word kind. I mean, and if you know her mom, she's just like her mom. She's too nice for this world. Like it's just she's the person. Like I always joke about how like if I'm pregnant and I ask Caroline to go get me a Blistic or like ice cream at 3 o'clock in the morning, she'll be like, "Boo, I'm right here in the Rite Aid next to the house. I'll go get it for you."
Literally,
Like, and she
yeah.
is like that. Like she'll make herself uncomfortable to make you comfortable, which is it's good if you deserve it, but it's not good because why are you making yourself uncomfortable to make somebody else, especially for people who don't even deserve it? Like,
Or take it into consideration that
Yeah.
you're like going
going out of
half
your
a-
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But then, I just feel
live and
like
you learn.
at the end of the day, I do feel like you're young. So I feel like once you age a little bit, you'll not necessarily change, but you'll make some adjustments, and
Exactly.
and you will adapt to whatever lifestyle you're living at the time. So it's like I truly feel like you will learn how to find that balance to where you can continue being yourself, but you'll be much better at limiting who you let into your circle, because it's part of life. Like unfortunately, like your circle does get smaller
It does.
As you get older.
as you get older, and it's not something that you technically like force to happen.
It just happens.
It just kind of happens with the adaptation of life, because when you're a kid, like you're constantly going to school, and it's like it's hard to avoid people. You're constantly seeing all your classmates, all your friends, like you're seeing hundreds of people like that that you may say what up to, whatever the case is. And you start to realize that they start making their own lives. A lot of your friends
Yeah.
are gonna move away, a lot of your friends are gonna get married, and they're not gonna have time for you, and
Nah, yeah,
or they're just gonna go down a whole different lifestyle to where maybe the employer they have limits them of like being around you because of the schedule. So it's just one of those things that you have to keep in mind. You have to learn and adapt to, and it's okay. It's okay for you to move on, but as long as you have a tight knit circle, I feel like you can never go wrong.
Yeah. I feel like, in my vocabulary, no doesn't exist. And I need to start, like,
You need to start using it,
knowing
girl.
how to say no. No, I can't do this. No, I'm not available. No, I can't. No, no, no. But yeah. And that's something I need to work on.
For sure. You gotta have balance. You gotta-
2024 goals.
Yes. That's another thing I have.
Okay, so we went through the questions that I picked out. I kind of try to pick like the best ones that I found. Whichever ones I didn't get to, maybe we could do a podcast in the future where we're doing a Q&A again, and we could keep going from there. And if
Yeah.
anybody has any questions that came up as they're listening to this podcast, put it down in the description. Put it down in the comments, and we'll get to it one day. So for sure. Or who knows? Just put it in the comments, and I'll answer in the comments. If y'all want me to.
And just make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Come on, show support to the channel. We are currently at 11K, which is
11.1K.
11.1K on YouTube. Instagram's been going up too. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. So my Instagram is MENA.NYC. You guys can go there and see all the behind the scene contents. Post a lot of stories of just what's going on in my life, and you guys could tune in and tap in through there. So what's your Instagram, babe?
You can put it up there.
Okay. You don't remember the name?
I have no idea.
Oh my God.
It's the age.
Nah, you gotta.
It's the age.
Nah.
Dot.
It's not the age. Come on.
It's Giselle V _.
Giselle V _.
So she be posting blue all the time, our dog. So yeah, I like huskies.
He's beautiful.
How about you, Caroline? Where can they find you on Instagram?
So my Instagram is _Caroline with an extra E, 2 X's _. And my decor page, again, is C.A Decor New York City.
Yep.
Tune in.
So make sure y'all hit her up to set up your bookings, or if you have any information of what she's available to do decor on. It's not necessarily just gonna be Valentine's related, right?
Yeah,
like she can do birthday parties, she could do any type of event you got going on. You just gotta let her know what you need or what you want.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a special thank you to everybody that's been subscribing, commenting. Everybody's been showing support. I've seen that people been sharing the reels on Instagram or necessarily the stories as well. So thank you to everybody that's been
Thank you.
following, everybody that's been coming on as well. Everybody that's showing Christina support. Shout out to Christina. Hope her performance went well.
Yeah.
And we hope to see her in the next podcast. So shout out to you, Christina. She's doing her thing. She's been doing crazy. She's been doing her thing with music. She got a single coming out on the first, I believe, of March. So I think this video will be out before March 1st. So maybe the next video you guys see, next podcast you guys see, or next vlog you guys see, will have a link down in the description for her music video or her YouTube page. I know she's in the process of making her YouTube channel. So once that's situated, we'll also put that down in the descriptions and moving forward. All right. So as far as like what we have in for the future, I kind of want to keep it a little secret, but we have a possible trip planned. We don't want to say where it is. Later on, we'll talk more about it. Maybe we'll do a pod of pretty much the whole process of us getting ready for it. We're definitely gonna vlog in that trip.
Yeah.
And then when we get back, I kind of want to sit down and kind of talk about the whole experience, because it's gonna be one of those trips where it's not like just a few days. It's gonna be kind of like a whole week process. So if it's a whole week, there's so much to talk about, right?
Yeah,
So let's keep that in mind. But yeah, so let's wrap up the podcast. I want to thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for coming on,
having me.
Babe. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming
Welcome.
on, Caroline,
Thank you
as
for having me.
always, for sure. And shout out to C4, shout out to 47. If you guys see, this is one of the new fitteds they sent out. So shout out to them for sending this over. You know what I'm saying? I got so many different flavors to show you guys. So just stay tuned for that. My description, my code is going to be down below. If you guys want to purchase anything on the websites, the links will also be there to show support to the channel. So thank you for tuning in. It's your boy KUDOS. We have Caroline and Gigi, Babe also, right? Want me to call you Babe? And thank you for tuning in. Yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.